Stick around for this episode of the Tunepact podcast where our guest is Iron Roses.
Nat,
And I'm Becky.
stick around.
Welcome to the Tunepact podcast. I'm your host, the punk rock pop Lee Pierce. And today our guest is the Iron Roses. Could you do us a favor and introduce yourselves, please?
Yes, I'm Nat,
And I'm Becky.
All right,
and we
so
sing for the Iron Roses.
yes, and so how long have each of you been in music and doing music, and how long together?
So separately, I've been doing music for nearly my whole entire life. But as far as like in a touring band, probably for about 30 years, a little over. Um, and you?
I have not been singing as professionally as Nat has as long as Nat. Music has been a part of my life since I was a little girl, but I come from like a theater and choir space mostly. But didn't start doing music on a stage with a band until I was in my 20s. So
And then together started when I started doing my solo stuff. When did Feral Hymns come out?
17?
2017. I had Becky come in and she was doing all the backup vocals on a lot of my, all of my solo material. And so the Iron Roses sort of stemmed from that. We decided to, I didn't want to be a solo artist anymore. It just seemed so goofy. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like playing guitar and singing at the same time. And so we decided to just form a band and move forward and do something new.
Yeah, I think officially we say officially we became what we are as the Iron Roses in 2022. So about
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Wow, that's incredible that you've only been playing together for 8, then only for a few as Iron Roses, because
Yeah.
it sounds like a much more mature band that's been together for a lot longer. Like you guys are really tight, like very like that's cool. I thought you guys were together longer than that.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that for us. We definitely have gone out of our way to find like-minded artists who are very serious about, I mean, obviously we're not the most serious human beings, but are serious about our music. And so that comes through in how prepared everyone is when we get together and we play.
Well, it definitely comes out in the music, and I got a fanboy for a little bit here. Your new single, Class 4 Cheer Squad, is so freaking good. I don't know how many times a day I listen to that. Like, I've got to break it down. Like, the riffs are just awesome. There's a little bit of like ska punk with the up picking. The chorus when everything drops out, but the drums and the dual vocals. Oh,
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss. I freaking love this song so
Thank
much.
you.
And just it's such an it's so catchy, and then just the lyrics and the meaning, like there's a lot behind it, and I get the meaning, but I don't know what went into that. What brought you to writing that song?
I would say that that's really hard sometimes to figure out. Like sometimes things just spark, and I actually remember like the idea of what we were singing about, and sort of like how do we up the ante a little bit, you know what I mean? Like we've done some like fight songs and like some things that were like obviously political, but like how do we take it overboard? How do we like, make it almost like a cheering, well, an actual cheering for the class war? And obviously we know which side we're on because we're not billionaires. So it honestly, it's so hard to like think of the steps that it went through to get to where it did.
One of the things that I remember about that song in particular is I think like there became a point where we realized we didn't have to take ourselves so seriously, and like we are better when we are just ourselves, which are just like a ridiculous group of human beings. And there was like something to be said with, you know, talking about very serious things and doing it in a way that was a bit playful. And I remember when we wrote the bridge for that with the actual cheer stuff, like we were cracking up.
Yes,
like we were
Let's
laughing
get
at
fired
ourselves.
up. Yeah.
And so like it just became like, why aren't we having more fun with this? Like everybody is talking about, you know, fascism and the system and, you know, all of these things in such a very like this kind of way, but we're not those people. And so that was a special song because it really helped us bring those two things together.
And little trivia, the best version of the 1, 2, 3, 4 I declare class war is done by Zach from Bane.
Yes.
It's fucking hilarious. He was like, we were on tour and we were hanging out with Bane, and he was like, I can't get it out of my fucking head. And he has this like 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare class war. And he kept doing it. It was fucking great.
It's good stuff.
I'm pushing 50, so I instantly think Thumb Wars, and it's ingrained in my main. You did it so well, it almost
That's
makes
what
me
it
mad.
came from. Yeah, yeah.
But as a marketing guy, it's fucking brilliant.
Right,
I love
thank
it.
you.
I love it. But when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and it's going through my head, I'm probably going to call you because if I'm
so
up, you are too now.
Yeah, we're not sorry about that at all.
Trying to not write catchy shit.
No, you found your target audience like bullseye. The first time I heard that, I was like, "Damn, that's good." I was like, I felt like I'd heard the song 100 times just because that resonated so quick. And like I said, it's so catchy, and I mean, it's an upbeat song, but not an upbeat topic. So you don't see a lot. Not that you're pop punk, but that song's definitely, like you said, you wanted to cheer. You weren't even going for a song; it's a cheer, and it's so great, which makes it so catchy. But you don't see a lot of. I mean, you do see some political stuff and social commentary in pop punk, but not as much, especially overtly political. Usually you see that more in the street punk or the anarcho punk and stuff like that. So to see you guys get into that in such, I mean, a very easily accessible song. It's so catchy. I could see that. I could totally hear that on just about any radio station, short of country. And I mean, it would do well. It's not a punk song. Like I said, there's a little of everything in it. So it's really cool seeing that in a genre I'm not used to. Like I grew up with all the late 80s, early 90s anarcho punk stuff out of Minneapolis, and like Profane Existence magazine and stuff like that. And it sure
Making
shit
punk
was
a
not
threat
poppy.
again.
Yeah, it sure wasn't upbeat and catchy, I'll tell you that.
No.
So
I remember a
so
lot of those
great.
bands. Yeah. And it's funny, like I remember like a lot of those anarcho punk bands and Profane Existence especially. And no, it wasn't, there was no joy and fun to be had in it. So it's sort of fun to bring those topics from that experience. And I think that something that was a huge crossover for me out of that scene specifically, what a lot of people don't remember, Wamba, who came out of that scene. And they were a big inspiration for what we do even. And that playful fun, but when you get into the lyrics, you're like, holy shit, they're talking about deep, serious topics here, but doing it in such a catchy and fun way. And it's just funny that you bring that up because Chumbawamba came out of that, but were so playful and fun and catchy and poppy.
Exactly. And like their song Nazi has come back around now and has gotten very popular. And everybody's like, that's not tub thumping. This isn't even the same fucking band, is it? Yeah, it is. You got to deep dive a little bit, but it's kind of funny. The two songs they're most known for, you wouldn't even think it was they lived on the same continent, let alone it was the same band.
Yeah.
I mean, these ideals and these should be accessible. I think there's something to be said for like when we talk about these very heavy-handed anarcho punk bands, like it does right or wrong is not really for me to decide, but it does have a bit of like a gatekeeping piece to it, which is intentional, right? But I also know that there are people that share those same, hopes and wishes for the world that don't resonate with that and don't maybe have the voice to
be beaten over the head with it.
yeah, or even feel like they can go to a show that they don't feel like they belong in, even if they have the same message. Right. Yeah. That's not what I want. I want that to be something that everybody has access to.
Yeah, that's very important. I never even thought of it that way. I just think it is finally nice to hear the topics I want to hear about in a new way. I never thought about, for me, I'm just this white kid from the Midwest getting, going to a punk club is nothing for me, whether it's a Los Crudos show or it's Boris the Sprinkler. It's the same to me because it doesn't matter. I don't think about other people that may want to get into those topics and stuff and realize that's kind of a heavy crowd for some people to even be able to get even the magazines, the zines from that are a lot of them are still kicking Slug and Lettuce, Profane Existence and stuff like that. They're accessible, but not everybody wants to because it's like you said, it's a little much for some people, and you guys getting into those topics, which it's not like you just found these topics. This is your life. This is who you are and what you've done with everything. So being able to bring that to people in a new way is just so cool. And like, I appreciate it. So I know other people do. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
So, and what made you decide that with that song in particular, that other than that you wanted to make it a little more accessible, but really go with the cheer? Because I mean, like, even like the breakdowns and like the chorus when it cuts out and the hey, like, I mean, I'm in the car just, my kid won't even ride with me. If that comes on, he skips it because I love it. And like, what made you just go all out and be like, no, we're going to cheer and they're going to, whether they like you or not?
Yeah, it made sense.
It did.
For who we are. And it's like, even if you look at the EP cover, it's got cheerleaders on it and stuff, because it was like, well, let's just go for it, because that is what we are. And it's something that we've talked about before. Like, we're not politicians. We're cheerleaders. That's all we are, and that's all we're going to be in this. But that's needed and that's necessary, and that's not something to just, be like, it's so we're playing to it because we're proud of who we are and what we do for the scene, for the political environment, for the social environment. With what we do, we're proud to be those cheerleaders.
Yeah, it's a very long, difficult fight that humans are in right now against these fascist systems, right? And like, people need a break. They need a bit of a reprieve from that, and that's what we feel like we offer. Is like, we say like, hey, this shit sucks, it's hard, it's heavy, this is a long battle we're all in, but like, keep going. Like, you have to have fun with it, because if you just get stuck in the heaviness of it, they win.
And a reprieve that is an escapism,
right? Very,
you know what I mean? Like, something that you can, it's not just, well, I'm just going to listen to songs about girls and beer because I can't, anymore. It's exactly. So it's nice to have music that still has those values, still has these belief systems, and is encouraging you to both take a break for a second, but also we still have to get back at it. It's not just removing yourself.
I always reach out to people that, from what I learned, because I research all my guests, that seem that are the people I want to talk with. These are people that I'd want to hang out with, because I'm the same way. I'm overly cheerful. I'm overly positive. I've got adult sons. I got a grandson. I'm just a goofy guy, because if I don't, I don't know what to do. Especially, I mean, I've always been that way, especially in today's world. So, I mean, even though you have to have that stuff always going on, because you have to keep yourself, notified. You need to be up to date on what the hell's going on next door, across the street, or whatever it is. So you need to be, updated it, but you don't want to like even get on social media because everything's so negative. And you guys
Oh,
with the
yeah.
song, it does that in a positive way. It gives people, well, it's kind of like we used to watch Daily Show because it
Yeah,
would be it was the news,
exactly.
but it
That's
was
a good.
funny. And
Yeah.
now it's just fucking horrifying like everything
Yeah,
else
yeah.
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
we've got South Park where
Yeah.
we still get kind of news, but we're entertained by it because it's done in a
Yeah.
fun way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's great you guys are doing. You're still sticking with who you are, and you're getting the information out there, and you're making really good points. And it's really cool. It's like I just
Thank
kind
you.
of fanboy. I can't help it. It's what I do.
Okay, we take it.
Oh. All right. So with everything that's been going on, has other than like, obviously like that song, but has it changed the way you guys do anything else? Like whether it's time you spend online or the way you even approach going to book a gig, like where is it? Who could the crowd be? Like how has things else changed for you?
I mean, well, to start, we are queer women, so
Mhm.
like we don't get to unplug from what's happening because it's not happening outside our door. It is
Yeah.
knocking through our front door, into
Yeah.
our family, into our home,
Mhm.
into everything. So I'll just start with that. Like it's not something that we can
Detach
opt
from
in
or
or
opt
out of.
out of.
It's
Yeah. It's just,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so it becomes a conversation very often
Mhm.
on how we approach these things in our daily life, how we approach it on the road, and even in like, okay, in the future, like if we get big enough to sort of call the shots, do we start only playing all ages shows
Mhm.
so that everybody can be there? Do we
Mhm.
start doing this? How do we work in our ethics in a way that into what we're doing
Mhm.
in everyday life on the road? So it's definitely a point of conversation, but also it's an inescapable fact. Being a trans woman and being a cis woman, even like it's you don't get out of it.
Mhm.
Like it's not like it's a point of it's a topic at all times.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you feel because I see I'm always this silver lining. I always got to try to find a positive. Otherwise, I mean, you can't fucking get out of bed even if you don't try
Mhm.
to find the positives and things. And I think with everything that's happened, it does make those conversations about boundaries and who you are almost easier because it's more expected, especially if you're in the crowds of the people that you want to be around. I feel that it for me and for some people that I've been lucky enough to work with, I feel like or maybe just people are getting the guts to speak up more. I don't
Mhm.
know, but I know for sure that I am seeing that, and I'm glad that people are able to speak up. I wish they could more so, but I think that's why I try, especially with social media, I try to take breaks from it,
Yeah.
and I can't because with I own a marketing agency, so like 90% of my
Mhm.
job is done online, so it's
Yeah.
hard to. But I start finding the right people. You guys, I find your band, I find both of you, and that's the people that I want to spend time with. If it was, I'm
Mhm.
not I'll go out and do stuff, people. So most of my
Mhm.
socializing is done
Same.
online. So I try to find people that are like minded, and eventually you can get those. You don't even need to block anymore. You get enough positivity that you don't see it
Mhm.
unless somebody's coming looking for trouble,
Yeah.
kind of
Well, you
There's
thing.
might not.
Yeah, you might. Well, and it is funny though, like to that point, it has caused people to seek out community more,
Mhm.
which is a positive thing, but it's not altogether positive that it has to be that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a little double-edged sword in a way, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that it's a good thing that we have to, but it's a good thing that there's more accessibility
Mhm.
to community. And so when people, if you want to look for it, you will probably find it. Um, I also do find that unless you especially online, unless you're a huge artist or if you're able to withstand a couple days of horrible trolling and just block everything, you are sort of able to break away from that. I've done it on my page, and we've done it with the band page, where you've got a couple of days of like, that it gets out into the wrong algorithm, and you block and delete everything, and then it's like, okay, we got another few months before that happens again. But that's the weird thing about online. Obviously, I think one of the issues is that people make a lot of money doing this. You know what I mean? Like creating fights. So when you don't play into that algorithm, a lot of times it will go away for a while, but it doesn't ever go away altogether. And especially not when you walk outside the door, because there's no algorithm out there. It's just you run into real people. Now, I have also noticed that a lot of people aren't as bold out there as they are online, which is helpful, but
Yeah, thank God.
yeah, but I think if we don't change things quickly, that's going to change as well, because people
Yeah,
are starting to feel themselves a little, and like
The line is blurring.
yeah,
people are getting way bolder than they should.
yeah,
Way bolder, and it's terrifying to see.
yeah,
It sucks. And like you said, trying to find those communities like on social media and stuff, that definitely helps a lot.
sure.
Being able to find like-minded people and friends, and a good thing I always tell people too that have been having issues with, like they're trying to build and artists too, you want to build your social media, but you want to do it in a way that you're not going to get a bunch of followers that are just hate following either,
Yeah,
or bots
which is
even, or
nearly
whatever it may
impossible.
be.
Yeah.
And so you need to try to do that slow. And what I always suggest is go through, especially like Instagram, go in some of your close friends or those people that maybe they're colleagues where you're not friends. Maybe they're a little more success and whatever that means. That means different things to everybody. But and go through some of their, who do they follow? And go through and
Yeah.
see and use some of those good people that you know as a litmus test. I definitely do, because with running marketing agency, I get a lot of bands contacting me and stuff, and I'll look and be like, "That's funny. They should be friends with these two types of people, or these two specific people or bands, and it seems like they're avoiding them." Then I'll start looking into the person, like, that's why.
Yeah,
So
yeah, right.
find those people.
That's
See, I've
smart.
always
Yes.
I've always been one of those people, especially in
Mhm.
Facebook groups. So I'll be like, "Why'd you block so and so?" I'll be like, "Oh, you'll see." They won't even have done anything at that point. I'll just be like, "Oh, you'll see." About a month
Yeah.
later, I'll get a message. You were right. I'm like, I
Yeah.
told you it was
You'll
going to
get there,
happen.
right.
I could already see it. Now it just happens way quicker. It's almost
Yeah.
instantaneous, because people just can't help but run their mouth when they're online.
Yeah, I find that there's a lot of times where it's like I'll see people that I normally like and see who they're following. Like, why are they following that? And then you watch their slow decline into that bullshit. It's like, here we go. I knew it.
Yeah.
That's why they were following that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I only had one that was a surprise to me. Everybody else, I was like, yeah, that seems like a proper escalation. That
that
didn't
tracks,
really
right?
surprise me. That track, it's on brand. I had
Yeah.
one that was a surprise, but for the most part, yeah, you're right though. It's it's kind Punk in the Park.
Yeah.
That's another example. The amount of
Yeah.
bands that they got up on stage and talked shit, but you still went on stage and collected a paycheck.
True.
So that's another one you kind of look at. You go, okay, well, you do that litmus test and see all these people that were talking mad shit about it, but then you see their pictures on Instagram of them at the damn festival, taking pictures of their favorite bands. Like, what? No, that's not what you were saying a week ago on Threads. What are you
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the internet is a wild place. Like, and to that point, even there's so much of that, of the like that performative speaking out on things, and then it's like, but you were just doing why? Like, oh, come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like I relate it to the whole Spotify thing where people are like, "Oh, fuck Spotify."
On a meta
app. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
come on, guys. Like,
there is
I
no
mean, yeah.
I get in these like spins sometimes where I'm like, is everybody bad?
Yeah.
Is everybody bad? Because it just, there's so much crushing, and maybe that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, and that is why we do what we do.
Why
Yes.
it's easy for us to do what we do,
Yeah.
because like everything else seems like just like a horrendous crushing down of negativity and people angry at people and people angry at each other instead of we're angry at the person next to us instead of the system that is shitting on both of us. Like we're coming at this so wrong, and it feels like sometimes it feels like we can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
You know?
Even in those communities that we create, we start tearing at each other for the littlest things. Like, because I guess we're not getting our argument fix elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, even within those safe communities, that people will start like nitpicking at each other like crazy. So,
yeah. It became a very dangerous left turn when like back in the MySpace days, like I feel like we got our dopamine hits off of like the positive stuff, like the commenting on each other's pictures and stuff like that. And now that people as a whole, like that's not enough anymore. They have to start an argument, or they have to find something wrong with this person or this person and like call this person out and start an argument here. And it's like, guys, like
it's Monsters Inc. in reverse.
Right. Yeah, we're mad
at
each other.
The laughs aren't getting enough energy. We got to go to screams.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, I'll never understand that. Like, I mean, the whole bagging on other people for anything, let alone like, and that's like we said, in these communities, especially in any type of music community, especially in any punk community, there's so much fucking gatekeeping. And it's just, and I'll never understand where us Gen X, not us, some of the Gen Xers went right and just completely missed the fucking point.
Oof.
And they're like they're in these groups quietly, and they're getting louder and louder. And all of a sudden you're like, I've known you in this group on Facebook for 3 years, and what the hell, and, you know, and it's just
gross.
and I hate seeing it, especially. And I hate saying counterculture, but there's always going to be those people that want to be a part of it and don't understand the point of it at all.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with the counterculture in the 60s and, in the punk. And it's the whole thing. Like, did they not listen to the lyrics? Did they not listen to what Jello was saying? I mean, I was not expecting to find out when I'm almost 50 that Jello Biafra was right about everything. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm still not ready for that.
Yeah.
That's not something as a 15-year-old I would have been like, oh, yeah. I'd have been like, yeah, I'll grow out of this. No, he was right the whole time.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So what have you guys got? What do you guys got coming up? Are you kind of slowing down for with holiday season coming up? Or?
We don't ever slow.
No.
Nice.
We're in final phases of
writing a new album.
We're in the final phases of writing our full length, which we are going to be recording early next year. So we're in the last phases of that, and then we are touring the West Coast for the first time in January. So we do that and then come home and record an album, and we have lots of other
we go to the UK. We announced that already. Yeah. We go to the UK with Strike Anywhere. That's going to be great.
And that's all we can
I think that's all we're allowed to talk about. The UK with Strike Anywhere, the West Coast with Mustard Plug. We're writing a new album.
And recording a new album.
Yeah. But no, we don't have that. A lot of bands have that. Oh, it's towards the end of the year. We're shutting down. We don't do that.
This is when I get a tummy ache about the next year.
Yeah, we're already preparing for the
Oh no.
We've got like the next year already filled in. It's just a lot of stuff we can't talk about yet.
Well, and that's shows right there why I thought you guys were together much longer, because of how clean and tight and how well you guys work, so everybody works together. So I mean, that shows why, like, you not taking downtime, you're moving right on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And by
We
the way,
can't afford to take downtime.
Yeah.
We're
well,
old.
and
If we
I
take
was
downtime,
wondering,
a young band will slip in the
Yes,
spot.
right in. Yeah.
those
Yeah.
damn kids,
Yeah. Kids are waiting for us to
Yeah,
fall and break a hip.
Yeah.
they
It's
are,
like-
they are. Well,
Yeah.
and I get to put the puzzle piece together because Nat, you've been posted about your little writing corner and stuff, which is super cool. I was
Yeah.
like, what is she working on?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? And now I know it's the new album
Yeah.
coming out. So like
Yeah.
I'm like, she ain't gonna tell me nothing. It's kind of
Yeah.
secretive.
Oh, you're not getting
I'm a
more than
marketing
that. It's just,
I'm a
yeah.
marketing guy. I get this. I know what's going
Yeah.
on. So now I know. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
And so
very
you said
excited about the next steps.
so you said you're heading over to the UK. Is the band toured overseas before together?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We did two.
Not in the UK though.
No, yeah, not in
No.
the. Well, yeah, we did
Did we?
in 2022.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In 2022, December of 2022. But last year we did two tours in Europe.
Yeah.
We did a tour with Pennywise, Propaganda, Comeback Kid, Dead Pioneers, and us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn.
then we did a festival run and headline tour.
Yeah.
Later in the summer. So
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome. And you said you've got stuff coming up with Mustard Plug?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mustard Plug, that is in January. So that's our that, like I said, that's our first
Is it them and Toasters?
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah. Mustard Plug and Toasters. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of bands that are doing support on that tour. They're really cool about getting really great acts to come on and
there's that
support.
Scott,
It's
that
they're-
Scott
it's
Smackdown.
yeah, and I mean they draw such a good crowd. Them bringing people on, that's one of those, like, it's really cool to see some of the really established bands like that really using their push to. I mean, they can almost make.
Well, they
or
don't
break
have a
band,
choice. We share a
especially.
guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We share Colin, so they have to bring us
Yeah.
in.
That's cool. Because, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
so cool. Because, I mean, you get a bigger band coming through an area and be able to do one or two support shows for a band that's just coming up. It can really blow them up in a
Yeah,
certain
sure.
area, especially regionally.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why we haven't actually been to the West Coast yet, just because we're all on the East Coast except for Colin, who's in Michigan, and just financially, like the financial risk of going out there ourselves is just not
Yeah, it's
something
not
that
like it
we
used to
could.
be.
It wasn't going to be a smart decision for us, so we just kind of had to wait until the right support opportunity came up,
Yeah.
and thankfully that was this. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So, what do you have plan on doing a lot more tour? Are you thinking about possibly hitting the West Coast anytime soon, or?
Outside of the January West Coast thing,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it'll be kind of, we'll see how that goes.
Mhm.
Because kind of get our toes wet and then
Yeah.
see what the appetite is for it. We
Yeah.
would love to have been there already. There's a million places we would love to be, but as you know, it's not cheap to
Yeah.
tour, especially in the US, because everything is very far apart and there's
Yeah.
a lot of dead zones in there, and it's just not always feasible. So yeah, after if everybody on the West Coast shows up for us in January,
Yeah.
then we can come
We'll be back.
Let's put it that way. Yeah.
It's always a good strategy too, though, is give them a little, leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
go out there, do that one, see how it goes. A little kind
Yeah.
of a test market, but that's awesome. I mean, I couldn't pick a better show to do it on. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Mhm.
for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. All right. Well, it's been awesome having you on. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm probably gonna go upstairs and listen to Classwork Cheer Squad about a dozen times today. Because I'll be in the, especially when I'm working around the kitchen, because I love cooking and stuff. So I'll be upstairs cooking, and that's my cooking. So I'll play that. I'll be like, play it again. I hear my son go, oh, and stop out of the room. I didn't even know he was there. It's a good song. What can I say?
I love it. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for taking time on a Friday night, spending it with me. I'm glad we were able to get our schedules together and do this. So this
Yeah.
is really cool. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I finally got to meet the two of you. Everything I was hoping for. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah,
Thank
glad
you.
didn't disappoint.
Yes.
Like I told you, I'm just an eternally happy, bubbly guy. I only hang out with the people I want to. It's nice when you hit that age and you can just pick like, nope, a friend or family. It doesn't matter if you don't fit, you're not coming around. So
Yeah.
well, thank you.
Yes.
That's the best part about being a grown up.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's maybe the only good part, possibly
Right.
most days.
It's
But I'll
definitely
take
not
it.
great on the hips.
I
but,
mean,
you know.
you can
No.
have that skateboard, so there's
Yeah.
also that.
Yeah.
You can buy the
That
skateboards.
35, almost 40 years of that is why they're hanging on the wall now.
We have skateboards coming out.
Don't.
Oh man, well, it's only getting hung on the wall. I ain't gonna ollie it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do it. There was a band, I can't remember. I think it was a band called Lame Ass Dads, and they made a post, and it said, "I quit skating because my insurance deductible is higher than my ollie ever was."
That's great.
They got to put it on a fucking t-shirt. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny, and I use
That's
that
great.
way more than I should, but I give them credit every time because
Yeah.
I'm almost mad I didn't come up with it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
really
no,
good.
that's clever. I like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll do the old Midwest goodbye here. We'll say bye for 20 minutes.
Right.
But all right. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Again, Iron Roses, Nat, Becky, you rock. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, and everybody, thanks for tuning in. As always, do the like, share, subscribe. Give me feedback. Want to know what I'm doing good, what I'm doing wrong. And as always, please have fun, be nice to each other, because if not, there's no point. And we will see you later.
We're the big